Good evening, good afternoon, good wherever you are. I hope everybody is doing well. It is Saturday at 1:30 p.m. here in beautiful Orlando, Florida. How's everybody doing? Everybody good? Yes? Yes? No? There's people here. Wow, there's actually people here. Mr. Johnny Kid, Ricky C, Rob McLeay, Kenneth. Yeah, I'm going to get into the name change in a little bit. That's something I've had a lot of people ask me about. Hazukisim, Carlos Strange, Rob McLeay. Hey, everybody. How is your Saturday going? Mine is okay. Can't complain. I'm going to get into certain things. We're going to be talking about certain things. We're going to be talking about what's going on with this channel. And yeah. So yeah, before we get into anything, just if you got questions, let me know. Yours is almost over. That's right, you live overseas. Feels like forever. It wasn't that long ago. At least I don't think so. At least I would hope so. 4 people watching right now. Yeah, it's a bad time to stream. It's the middle of the day. It's the middle of the day on a Saturday. Which is your favorite version of Superman 2? The Donner cut. Will Blue Tuesday continue? Yes. I just put out a Blue Tuesday, I think like last week. It was the Christopher Nolan episode. Yeah, me, and the only reason there's no Blue Tuesday this week is because Jay Lewis, my co-host, was not able to do it. He is at Boston Comic-Con right now. Awesome dude. But next week we're going to be talking about It, Stephen King's It. That's going to be the topic. I might have somebody on. I have to reach out to that person. I completely blanked on reaching out to him as kind of like a special guest commentator on It. He's a big horror junkie, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, but next week's Blue Tuesday will be all about Stephen King's It, the new one, the new movie that just came out. Really enjoyed the hell out of that. That was really, really good. Patrons get that on Tuesday right after we finish recording, and everybody else will get that like on Thursday or Friday. Kenneth Crowley Jr. Considering everything that has gone on for the Justice League movie, are you still excited for the movie? I am. I am. I am kind of curious to see what it was that was the original Zack Snyder cut. We won't be getting the Zack Snyder cut. We won't be getting the Zack Snyder vision. For better or worse, I am curious to see the Zack Snyder cut. And I've gone on record as saying that I personally don't think Man of Steel is a terrible movie. I think Man of Steel is actually pretty good. I love the first half of Man of Steel. Everything leading up to the first flight, I think, is one of the best Superman movies that have ever been done. Period. Now that's my opinion. And I'm gonna be addressing that later. That's my opinion. That everything leading up to that first flight is great. After that, it's when Zack Snyder kind of falls into his own faults, which is the over CGI, the crazy slow-mo fight scenes and things like that. That's where I'm kind of like, yeah. And then it kind of falls apart for me once he kills Zod. And not too much, though. I still think I actually really think it's a good Superman movie. I saw it the other day again for the first time in a while, and I think it's a solid Superman movie overall until the last about 30 minutes. I'm excited for Justice League movie and to see Joss Whedon. I'm excited to see what Whedon's gonna do. I really am, but I also kind of feel like we've already gotten a taste of what Whedon can do with a team-up movie, and I'm hoping this isn't gonna be his Avengers 3. That's what I'm hoping, because for better or worse, Whedon has his tropes, and he always falls into every single trope. The kind of cocky, brash characters, the one-liners and things like that. And his fans love it. But You know, we've seen all that. He doesn't really change his style. So I'm kind of I know what we're gonna get from a Joss Whedon Justice League movie. At least I have a great feeling on what it is that we're gonna get from a Joss Whedon Justice League movie. So that's why I'm kind of not as excited. Whereas I saw the Justice League as a way for Zack Snyder to kind of not necessarily redeem himself, but kind of bounce back a little bit after Batman versus Superman, because there was so much studio interference in that. And if you watch his cut of the Batman versus Superman movie, it's not perfect. There's still the Martha scene and all that stuff in there, but it's not as bad as the studio cut. Zack Snyder's the ultimate cut of Batman versus Superman is actually pretty solid. At least my 2 cents about it. It's not terrible. It's actually a really solid cut. It's nothing amazing, and it still has problems, but it's still pretty good. What's my opinion on the Inhumans TV show? Oh, hey Matt, how's it going, man? I forgot you were still a mod. My opinion on the Inhumans TV show: that thing is dead before it's even gonna air. They put no money behind it. They had Scott Buck, who has a terrible track record of sorry, I had to look for something for a second. Who has a terrible track record of TV shows and things like that. Scott fucking Buck. Really, Scott Buck. Out of everybody they could have pulled. The good news is they took his ass off Iron Fist. So that means that somebody could come in and kind of redeem Iron Fist and actually do something decent with him. And he wasn't actually bad in Defenders. I thought overall he was pretty good in Defenders. I'm just kind of happy that Giovanni doesn't have internet right now. He's in Puerto Rico because he doesn't have to see that the Inhumans, it apparently is already canceled before the damn thing even airs. Let's see. So I'm pretty interested in Darkseid and the New Gods as well as Justice League, but I'm wondering, should I read Fourth World or Jeff Johns' Justice League run? Dude, I can't even answer that. That's more of a Jess question. You should probably go and ask him. That's definitely something for him. To answer the question, okay. Somebody posted this earlier. Will I be coming back to Omni Bros Live? For the time being, not really. And it's nothing against them. Honestly, this is my own personal decision. I love them. I love those guys. I still do. Me and Jess still do the weekly news show up on patreon.com/Comic Guide 101. Yeah, me and Jess do the weekly news show. I still keep in touch with all those guys almost on a daily basis. There's no bad blood or anything like that or anything crazy. I am simply stepping back from a lot of that scene, from a lot of the hardcover and comic collecting scene and things like that. So for the time being, I won't be on, simply because that's my choice. I'm just kind of stepping back from the limelight. Honestly, I really didn't want to do too much of a live stream today, simply because, like I said, I wanted to step back from a lot of the live streams and stuff like that, and I wanted to let my work speak for itself. But I kind of feel like that I owed you guys some answers, especially with the name change and things like that. I hope Gio is okay. Yeah, I hope he's doing well. Scott Book is definitely not the best showrunner. Did I see the Punisher trailer? Yes, I did. I was at half-mast the entire trailer. It was so good. Oh my god, I cannot wait to see that. So, I can't wait to see it. In the meantime, please, if you're watching Omni Bros Live, please show my brother Omar some love. Omar is going to be the new addition, as far as I understand, for Omni Bros Live. He was on last week, and he's a great guy. He reached out to me a few weeks ago when I was dealing with some things. Really, really sweet guy. Show him some support and show him some love. Yeah, I've been paying attention to what's going on in Puerto Rico, and it's just sad, dude. It's extremely sad and terrifying just seeing all the destruction and stuff. I grew up in some of those streets. I grew up and I saw some of those streets and pictures and things like that, and I remember what they were. I remember some of the restaurants that they are just completely gone. There's a lot of people that in Puerto Rico that literally lost everything, every single thing that they have. And they're saying that an estimate right now, it's going to be about 6 months before the island gets back to what it was before. 6 months. So if Gio needs to come here to the United States, I got him. Like my grandparents who have lived, my grandfather who's lived his entire life on the island and swore he would never leave the island. My mom is going to fly out in the next coming weeks over there to see if she can convince him to get off the island and move. Like that's how bad it is. So extremely sad with what's going on over there, and it kills me to see my homeland just get torn up like that. It really does. It's one of the most tragic things I've seen. Have they confirmed that there are no casualties? If they have, that's really good. But the thing is with Puerto Rico is that a lot of the houses are made in cement, and a lot of them, they're built to withstand a lot of stuff because of where they're at. But the flooding was just insane, knocked over power lines. There's going to be an influx of a lot of people coming to the United States. More specifically, an influx of a lot of people coming over to Florida because we're right there. So it's easier for them. Yeah, the Punisher Netflix. Metallica. What a great song choice. Just to kick off, kind of jumping back to that, the Punisher trailer, Metallica. Oh my God. The minute I started hearing that, I was like, oh my God, it's Metallica. This is going to be awesome. And sure enough, the Punisher trailer gives me vibes of like Death Proof. Not Death Proof, Death Wish. Those old Charles Bronson movies. It looks so good. It looks like it's going to be so much fun. Who's the main bad guy? Have they said, is it Jigsaw? Jigsaw's the main bad guy in this season of Punisher, if I'm not mistaken. I'm wondering if we're going to get Barracuda. And if they do get, they haven't confirmed Barracuda, but it'd be pretty badass if we did. I have to get some Punisher stories maybe before the show comes out. Kenneth, you are in luck because I just posted a video yesterday, the day before, with some of the best Punisher stories. And guess what? You follow those links. It helps me out, man. If you follow the links when you want to order some Punisher books and you get some of those, I get a cut of it. It doesn't come out of your wallet. Every dime helps. The views of Netflix and Marvel's show now have drastically increased. Yes, they have. The views of Netflix's Marvel shows have drastically decreased since Daredevil Season 2, especially The Defenders. I saw that article the other day. I think personally that has a lot to do. There's a whole bunch of different things that has a lot to do. There's a whole bunch of different things that has a lot to do. Wow, that was a messed up sentence. I think it's a combination of Iron Fist not being so hot. Iron Fist didn't do that well. Like, it did not. And that kind of killed the momentum and kind of killed the buzz a little bit going into The Defenders. I also think it's a combination of Luke Cage being great the first 5 episodes and then being the last few episodes. I think personally, Marvel and the Netflix shows would benefit from just having 8 to 10 episode seasons for their characters, because it seems like they stretch out the season way too much and they don't have enough content to fill out the entire season. 8 to 10 episodes, you tell a tight story, you're in, you're out, no filler. It's great that way. And I think leading up to that, those things, and the fact that I personally feel people are getting tired of superheroes. I think they are. I think we're starting to reach that pivotal point, and I've been saying this for a few months now. I think we're starting to reach that pivotal point where the general movie-going audience is getting tired of superheroes. Not to the point where they don't want to see them anymore or anything like that, but it's like, okay, you know, what are we getting next year? Like 6, 7 superhero movies in the span of a few months? It's much. It's too much. You're oversaturating your market, and it's getting to be too much. What was once unique and what was once cool is now becoming, okay, we've seen this before. How many people? Okay, how many people how many people remember the first time? Do you guys remember the first time you went to see Avengers? I still remember it. I still remember the day that I went to see Avengers. And I still remember that experience, watching them all together, and then the camera spins around, the money shot. I still remember all that. Now, with Infinity War coming up, I'm like, okay, we've seen this. We've seen all the Avengers together. We've seen, them fighting with each other. We've seen, the Civil War. We've seen Avengers 2. It's not necessarily played out, but it's a thing that we've already seen. They keep trying to up the ante with each other. And I think that Infinity War is going to be that nice little capper on everything. And I can see after Infinity War, a lot of the movie-going audience going, okay, this was great. Infinity War Part 2. This was great, but I'm good. Like, this was the story you've been building up to all these years. I'm going to tap out. I'm going to go out with this, the movie-going audience. You're still going to have your kids. You're still going to have your diehard comic book fans. You're still going to have the general audience. But I think after the second Infinity War, I super think that you're going to see a decline in a lot of superhero stuff. And the first Avengers movie, it's okay. Actually, looking back on it now, the first Avengers movie, I personally think it rides a lot on the fact that we've never seen so many of the superheroes come together like that. We've never seen anything like that. Go watch that movie again now. It holds up okay, but it's nothing like I thought it was when I first saw it, where my mind was blown. We've had a lot of good movies since then. Civil War, I think, is the best out of like the quote-unquote Avengers movie. I expect something different from Black Panther. Let's hope so. I have high hopes for Black Panther. I really do hope they pull off something different from Black Panther. Good point on too many superhero movies. It could be too many, but also if they continue to make money, the decline will be as much. If they fail critically, then I will worry. That's a good point. That's a very good point. With Marvel movies, I never have the desire to rewatch them. DC movies, for some reason, hold up for rewatching better for me. Okay, fair enough. Good point on too many. Okay, let's say, hypothetically speaking, let's say Infinity War is a bomb. Let's say the first Infinity War movie is going to do well no matter what, because this is what they've been building up to. It's going to gross a shit ton of money. But let's say the first one isn't that good. That's going to trickle down to the second one. That's going to trickle down to the other ones, because this is what they've been building up to. What's a good analogy? What's the football team a few years ago that they lost like one game a season? I'm terrible with football. I don't know shit about football. It's like that. Let's say you go the entire season, perfect game. You win every single game. You get to the Super Bowl, and then at the very end of the Super Bowl, you lose and you drop the ball. A lot of fans, they'll go, yeah, those movies are great, but Infinity War wasn't that good. Like, it's what they were building up to, but that was a bomb. I think if Infinity War bombs, then we're going to start seeing some problems in the Marvel movies and stuff like that. Honestly, I feel like Black Panther will be affected by this fatigue. Big movies like Infinity War will still do good. I can see that. I could see that. I could see because, okay, the way that the state of our country is, I could totally see people trying to quote unquote protest Black Panther because it's an all African American cast, it's a black character, it's directed by a black director. I could see some of the more bigoted members of this country going, I will not see Black Panther because I don't want to, So I think that'll play into it as well. But I have high hopes for Black Panther. I really want Black Panther to be good. I really do. Black Panther looks so great. I really hope the Justice League doesn't just use the alien invasion, team up, fight big baddie template for a team origin. You know they will. You know they will. A lot of these movies have the same deal. And here's what I think is happening as far as like comic book movies. Deadpool changed the game. That for better or worse, Deadpool changed the game, and we are starting to see that. When Deadpool came out, it was what was Deadpool? A $40 million movie. It was a low budget by Marvel movie comic book standards. $40 million to make, rated R. Fox basically told these guys, you know what? We'll give you a shoestring budget. We will actually. I'm getting into contact. Jess is reaching out to me right now. It was made for a shoestring budget, and for $40 million, they were able to make a movie that grossed a shit ton of money. And then we get Logan, another rated R movie that was made for a shoestring budget. What I think is going to end up happening, and I'm actually on Mark Millar's side with this. Mark Millar, I'm 100% in agreement with this. Is that comic book movies as a whole need to start shifting away so much from the shared movie universe thing and start focusing on telling more one and done stories. You know, Deadpool could have been a one and done story. Like if let's say Deadpool wasn't as successful, hypothetically, and it didn't do that well, you know, it banked like 10 million or something. Like, it would have been a cult hit, and it would have still been loved by fans. We would have gotten a Deadpool movie that was accurate. We would have gotten a Deadpool movie that was fun, and we would have been happy with it. We probably wouldn't have gotten the rated R. Logan. Logan is a perfect example of that. Another low budget movie, rated R, grossed a shit ton of movie, and it's actually it's in my top 5 for this year as the best films that I've seen. I think that is honestly where a lot of these movie companies should focus more on. These low budget, rated R if it fits the character, one and done movies. I give my girlfriend anti-climax all the time, but she keeps coming back. You might have some problems going on in your love life, man. Yeah, Logan is a standalone. Logan is a one and done movie. You can watch Logan and be completely fine with just that, having never seen almost anything else in the X-Men Fox universe, and you'd be perfectly fine. Do you get a lot more if you've watched Hugh Jackman as Wolverine for the past few years? Absolutely. Is there more of an emotional impact at the end of that film? Absolutely. But they stick the fucking landing so well on that. Logan is a perfect example of what happens when the writer gets to write what he wants. Logan, yeah, there were a lot of factors that made Logan so great. For starters, Hugh Jackman himself took a pay cut in order for that. Logan's, by movie standards, Logan is a low budget movie by Fox's X-Men standards. It was rated R. Hugh Jackman took a pay cut. They all agreed, okay, we're going to do it for this amount of money, and we're doing it rated R. And the only way, I guarantee you, if Deadpool bombed, they would have edited the shit out of Logan and it would have been PG-13. I guarantee you they would have done that. They would have edited and watered it down so much and made that movie PG-13. But Logan worked because of that, and Logan worked because we finally get to see Wolverine cut loose. We finally get to see him as the character that he has always been. We haven't seen that before. I'm actually kind of a bit concerned with Deadpool too, because of the whole thing that they had to get a new director, that you know, a bigger budget and things like that. Where the first one worked on a shoestring budget, and they kind of, you know, they played into that. They leaned into that. It was satire on all these superhero movies. It was taking the piss out of all these superhero movies that we have seen. I really hope they stick the landing on Deadpool too. because they have so much potential to like take the piss out of superhero sequel movies. And Josh Brolin as Cable, that was a good pick. That was a very good choice. Yeah, Josh Brolin, man, props to that guy. He beefed up. He beefed up. Jess is contacting me right now if I would like to do the news this weekend. Yes, I would. In fact, let me see if Jess would like to jump in. Reaching out to him right now, see if he'd like to jump in this conversation. See if he gets back to me. Let's see. Let's see. Josh Brolin is at 4. Josh Brolin at 49 is what I wish I looked like right now. And I'm 20. I'm about to be 28. If he jumps in. Yeah, Jess is going to jump in. Hold on. Let me reach out to the Omnidog. So yes, you will be able to ask Jess your New Gods question because he's going to jump into the chat. He actually met Mark Waid this weekend too, and he got $1 from him for those royalties for Irredeemable. How is Christopher Priest's run on Black Panther? I've heard mixed reviews about it. I like Christopher Priest's run on Black Panther. It's fun, man. It's good stuff. It's really good stuff. I highly recommend it. It's really good stuff. So have you seen it yet? Did you like it? I will be talking about it on this week's Blue Tuesday. You guys should be getting that next Thursday. And patrons will get that on Tuesday night after me and Jay Lewis talk about it. But I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it. I've got some complaints and some things to talk about, but I'll get into more details on Blue Tuesday. Chess would be what I want to look like right now. Why lie? Oh, I love your manga review, but I haven't read any mangas, and I want to pick up a manga for my first manga read. Berserk, My Hero Academia, 20th Century Boys, anything else. I'm reading Hunter x Hunter right now, and Hunter x Hunter is fucking great. Oh, it's so good. Hunter x Hunter is so good. But I just got to volume 8. That thing takes a turn. Holy shit. That thing takes a real big turn. Like a turn I did not see coming. It got raw. It got raw and violent. Like you're reading the first few volumes and you're like, oh my god, this is awesome. You know, Hunter x Hunter. Oh, it's kind of a cute story. It's kids, they're 12 years old. Oh, they're getting their license to become hunters and things like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then all of a sudden, oh my god. Oh my god. Ugh. There's a scene involving a vacuum cleaner that's just, ugh. Ugh. But I recommend Hunter x Hunter is good. If you're looking for something that's a bit more compressed and done, Pluto is phenomenal. If you like Astro Boy, Pluto is great. Is it possible for one mod to ban another mod? I'm curious if Nick is able to ban Matt. Is that possible? Can we put somebody on timeout? I don't know. Well, apparently I can block Nick, but I don't know if Nick is able to do. Yeah, but Matt didn't have. No, Matt wasn't a mod then when you blocked him.
Peace and love, peace and love.
Hey, Jess.
Hey, how's it going, dude?
Good, man. I saw you got your residual check for Mark Waid's above ground pool.
How about that?
How did that work out, by the way? Like, what did he say when you asked him to take the picture?
I'll tell you. First of all, that guy is a great guy. He was a super good sport. Sorry, my phone was just bugging me. So I went up to him, and John Wilson from the UK was with me. His line wasn't very long, so I stood there and I gave him Irredeemable, and we talked about the book and how I loved the ending, and we got into sort of a conversation about the ending. And I said I'm part of an omnibus collectors group on Facebook, and we have like 3,000 members, and I've told tons of people to buy the book, and I think I've probably sold hundreds of copies, not hundreds, but 100 copies of your book or so probably. And he's like, he gave me a high five and said, thank you so much. And I said, would you mind if we pretended that you were giving me $1? I pulled $1 out of my pocket. If you were giving me money for my royalties that people tease me about, that you owe me royalties. And he goes, yeah, that sounds funny. No problem. And he bowed down on his own for that picture, which was hilarious and made the picture even better. I mean, that just made the picture. So he was, I mean, what a good guy. He could not have, he was just exactly the right kind of person to ask for that. He was just such a good guy about it.
That's awesome. It's like you said, you know, you single-handedly paid for his above-ground pool, so he
that's what you say, not me.
You take that with pride.
Yeah, but what a good sport, and he was so nice and just was signing all day there. So
okay, Jess, before we get into this man has this question for you. He's been wanting to ask you. Joseph L. No, it's not bad. I'm pretty interested in Darkseid and the New Gods as well as Justice League. So my question is, should I read Fourth World or Jeff Johns' run on Darkseid? Also, I'm a fan of Darkseid from Bruce Timm's animated universe, and I've heard that if I want to read a well-written Darkseid, I should stay away from Justice League Origin like the plague. What's your 2 cents?
Justice League Origin. What? I don't know what the content of that book is. Do you?
No, I do not.
I don't know what the content of that book's going to be. I can look it up real quick. I actually have in stock right here. So I can look it up, certainly.
Nick also asked, what do you think about Nightfall?
I think about Nightfall exactly what I think about Nick.
You don't.
I don't. Let's see. Justice League Origin.
So while you do that, I'm going to answer some questions.
Well, I can...
Okay.
No, that's okay. Go ahead. While I look it up, yeah.
Okay. So why did I change the name of the channel? I've always known you as 8C, so it's kind of weird. I changed the name of the channel simply because for the past few months, and I think it's pretty apparent, I've been moving away from doing reviews and doing like previews and stuff like that from collected editions and stuff like that. And since I'm going pretty much digital, it really didn't make any sense for me to keep the name Hardcover Reviews when, let's face facts, there haven't been that many hardcover reviews on the channel. So there was no point in that. Plus, it kind of symbolizes a new direction that I'm taking this channel with the voiceover videos and things like that that I've been doing over the past few weeks. And the fact that, okay, let me put it into perspective. I could post a video up for like an East of West hardcover review, and it would get 400 views in the span of like 2 weeks or a week. I posted up a how to start reading Punisher video yesterday, and it's already gotten over 1,000 views, and it's almost like 100 likes.
1,000 views, really?
In the span of a day. So it's kind of one of those things where I was looking at work versus reward. I was putting in so much work into these things, but I was seeing little back. So it really didn't make much sense to me. And I was sinking money into these things, and it just wasn't becoming back as like an investment. So from that perspective, I decided to change things, and I started shifting away from the stuff that I was doing, and yeah, it kind of symbolizes the new way that the channel is going.
Do you have fewer subscribers right now as you made the change?
Oh yeah, people dropped out, and that's fine.
Yeah, but if you've already got 1,000 views, you've still got a significant amount of subscribers then.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like I said, it's a reward versus the amount of time that I put into something.
Yeah.
Because people see these like 3-4 minute long videos and me doing reviews on things, and I think, oh, well, he half-assed it. He put it out in like an hour. They don't see that It takes hours to edit. It takes hours to film. It takes hours to set things up. It takes hours to script things. They don't see all that, and they don't realize that.
Yeah, well, I think you're doing the best analytics out there. I love your stuff. I think it's better than ever. So I'm glad you're still doing it.
Thank you.
Going back to Justice League, not to push you to the side, but since the question was for me, Absolute Justice League Origin is going to be the beginning of the Justice League New 52 run. So it's not going to have anything to do with Darkseid, but there's the Darkseid. It's a big mouthful. The Darkseid War Saga omnibus, I guess he was talking about, is coming out. And it would help if you had a little before you, which is going to be a great book, by the way, because I thought that finished off that Justice League run in an amazing way with the Darkseid War. So my opinion is that instead, because Kirby Fourth World is going to be like a 1,500-page book, I think I'd probably Wikipedia the new gods and then find out exactly who they are and what they're capable of. And then I would get that Darkseid Saga Omnibus War of Death of Here He Comes, whatever it's called. I'd get that. Mm-hmm. Because it will take you forever to get up to speed reading the Kirby Fourth World. I'm going to get that. I love Kirby's Fourth World stuff, but as a primer, I don't think I would just jump right in after wikiing all those characters.
So do you think that Fourth World Omnibus that's coming out, would that be a good starting on point for somebody?
If they wanted to learn about New Gods, yeah. Because it'll have everything from beginning, the whole shebang, as far as I've heard. And it was a pretty radical concept. I remember, of course, I am still the Silver Fox, so I remember back when it first came out when I was a teenager, it was a radical departure for DC to let Kirby just go off and create this entirely new world and incorporate some of the characters like Jimmy Olsen and Superman into it. It was a pretty radical concept, and if you look at it as a historical artifact, it's an amazing thing that they let Jack Kirby do at the time, especially. I mean, nowadays it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal, but back then in the stodgy, stuck in the mud 70s, just coming off the Silver Age barely, I thought it was pretty radical, and it was fun.
Yeah. Do you remember when Kirby went to DC? I've always heard that from like older comic collectors, when Kirby went to DC, it was like a bomb went off. Like nobody saw it coming.
Yeah, totally. I couldn't believe it happened. It was it was major because because he was known as the Marvel artist because he had helped created all those amazing characters, and for him to switch to DC, I don't even know if I can come up with a proper analogy of it. It would be like Tom Brady 5 years ago deciding he was going to play for a different team, maybe. Somebody in the total prime of his career, well-loved, except by me, Tom Brady, well-loved by and respected by everybody in the community, to jump ship. Yeah, that was a huge deal. And his books went flying off the shelves. And they were not easy concepts either. This was not just a regular superhero punch 'em out. They were radical concepts when you think about how he created this entirely different, all these different characters who weren't tights and capes type characters. With what turned out to be the ultimate powerful villain that still exists today in the DC universe. So the only negative thing I don't know how DC treated him royalty-wise. I certainly hope he got what he was due. But Carmine Infantino, he was the publisher at the time, for all the great art he did. Maybe I'm mistaken that. Maybe he was editor at the time. There was supposed to be one look for Superman, and he didn't like Kirby's Superman, so he had all the drawings of Kirby's Superman whited out, erased, and changed to fit a more conforming style of Superman, which is an amazing slap in the face to somebody like Jack Kirby.
I didn't know that happened.
Yeah.
Wow.
It looks like maybe Vince Colletta did the artwork. I don't know. I don't think it was Kurt Swan, but there was like a house style for Superman, and his Superman didn't look like they wanted.
No, absolutely not. I mean, it's Kirby. Kirby's gonna draw the characters like Kirby wants to draw them.
Right? Yeah, like Kirby. Sure.
Kirby has a style. Like, I don't know if you saw that Alex Ross Fantastic Four image that's been floating around.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, it looked great.
It did. And I commented, and I was like, well, it kind of looks like Sue is dead in the eyes. And somebody comments, that's just Kirby. And I was like, oh yeah, he is kind of mimicking Kirby's style. Because if you look at some of those, I love Kirby. I love Jack Kirby. But some of the characters back then, and that was just the style, some of the characters look dead behind the eyes.
I don't think I ever picked up on that, but that's probably a good analysis.
It seems that Kirby is the most underappreciated creator of all time. I don't know if I agree with that. Kirby's gotten a lot of love over the past few years, more so these past few years.
He's not underappreciated, but he's under-respected by the industry.
It's gotten better, though.
Yeah, it has definitely gotten better, but I read something that I was shocked at. I think I read it on the Omnibus collector's page, that when he left Marvel and started at DC, he wasn't allowed to draw any Marvel characters at cons or anything. He couldn't do sketches because even though he created the characters, they were Marvel's property. And so if you asked him to do the Incredible Hulk, he'd say, can't. Legally, I can't draw it. And so he'd have to draw something else, which is crazy.
I think Sean Murphy had a similar situation with that with Marvel a few years ago, where he drew some Marvel characters and he came under the gun from Marvel.
He drew some Marvel characters at a con or something?
Yeah, for some commission. I swear I heard something about that. He drew some Marvel characters for like some commission work, and Marvel wasn't too crazy about it or something like that. So he said, I won't do any more Marvel characters.
Marvel has a way recently of alienating their talent, it sounds like.
Yeah, they are not doing well at all.
DC has an awful lot of high quality talent working for him right now.
DC just picked back up Jeff Lemire.
You're right.
They just got Jeff Lemire. Yeah, Greg Rucka left, but from what it sounds like, Greg Rucka left on good terms.
Oh, okay. I didn't know he left.
Yeah, he's
I'm
off
glad
on
it was good terms.
Joe Simon is up there as one of the most underappreciated creators.
I'll agree with that.
You'll agree with that?
Yeah, Joe Simon. I mean, most of his stuff was in the 40s and 50s, with a great book that is super fun. I don't know how hard it is to find now. It was called Boys Ranch, and Joe Simon and Jack Kirby wrote and drew that about these rascally kids at a boys ranch. I got that hardcover a long time ago, but he also did The Guardian and Newsboy Legion. Joe Simon did, and obviously Captain America and a few other things. But yeah, I don't think he gets the credit. Like Bill Finger's getting the credit now for Batman. Joe Simon deserves some of that credit now, rolling up for some of these other characters.
Did you get a chance to see that Bill Finger documentary on Hulu?
Oh, I didn't. You told me it was awesome.
It's heartbreaking.
Oh yeah.
So it's so great, and it's heartbreaking, and oh my gosh, just watch it, but your heart will break watching it.
Well, one thing, I got to get Hulu, and if Star Trek Discovery is any good tomorrow night, I'm going to have to get CBS All Access or whatever it is.
Is that tomorrow? Star Trek Discovery?
I think so, yeah. It's going to be on CBS. They're going to give you the first episode for free, but then you're going to have to go to their streaming service.
Oh, I want to see that so badly.
And I'm a crazy Star Trek fan, so I see All Access in my future.
I'm always amazed by the knowledge of Jess.
Oh, really? Well, that's because I'm old. I remember everything from the Silver Age, but I forget everything that I read last week.
Here's a question by Shut Up, I'll Do It. And you'd probably be more adept at this one than I would. If Flix Mantello, right, went over my head, would I enjoy Morrison's Doom Patrol?
Oh.
I would say no. Just based on what I know.
Yeah, probably not. I would think if you read Doom Patrol, then you'd understand Flex Mentallo more, because that book sprung out of Doom Patrol. He was a character in Morrison's Doom Patrol, and then he got his own book. So if you read Doom Patrol, and it probably wouldn't hurt to get some kind of online, what's the word I'm looking for? Some kind of assistance explaining a lot of it, because it goes into the Dada movement from Germany back in the 20s or whatever, and there's it's a pretty wild book. It's not as crazy as Invincibles, which is one of the hardest books I've ever had to read. But if you read Doom Patrol, then you'll understand Flex Mentallo better. But if that's your beginning to Grant Morrison, I would suggest starting on something easier like Klaus, All-Star Superman, something of that nature. Joe the Barbarian, one of the greatest books ever written. Where's my Morrison shelf? Everything's different now because I shelved everything differently. Wait, he did? Yeah, also We 3. That's a good one to start with. We 3 is very straightforward.
I can't read it.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. Yeah, but it's a great book.
It's the thing with animals. I know what I haven't read it, and I don't know what's going to happen to it, but I have a gut feeling those animals aren't going to make it alive, and I just can't.
Without spoiling it, you might be surprised.
Okay.
Not like Pride of Baghdad by Brian K. Vaughan. I think that's by Brian K. Vaughan, isn't it?
Yes, Pride of Baghdad.
Yeah. Now that one's heartbreaking.
Ugh, I still haven't read it, but I've heard the same thing.
Yeah, no, that one is heartbreaking, and you kind of know it's going to be from the very beginning.
Attack on Louis. If you guys could write for one title or character, which one would it be?
Oh, that's a good question. Who would you like to write for?
Who would honestly, I would like to take a crack at Shazam.
Oh, interesting choice.
Yeah, Captain Marvel. I would love to do it. I would love to do an all ages Captain Marvel story, a fun back to basics, all ages, lighthearted Captain Marvel story, kind of in the same vein of what Morrison did in his Multiversity, which kind of answers another question that we had. If we had a choice of any writer doing a certain book, what would we want to see? I want to see Morrison go back and do more Captain Marvel Shazam story with Frank Quitely.
Yeah, that was definitely a great part of that book.
Yeah, it wasn't quietly on art, but I would love it. Morrison just understood Shazam, Captain Marvel so well.
Let's see. What would I like to write? I'll tell you what. I'd like to write Lobster Johnson.
Oh, you're enjoying The Lobster.
No, I'm not. That's why I want to write it. I want to read it, and I want to write it because I am not enjoying Lobster Johnson at all.
Wow. Okay.
I read the first book, and it goes in the second book into a completely different direction, and there's like 40 different things left hanging in the first book. I'm like, well, what happened to this character? What happened to and it's not like, I understand that you can't be spoon-fed everything.
Yeah.
But tell me something. Tell me, I mean, give me a hint where the character ends up going, or let me know something. But yeah, I did not dig that book. So I'd like to write it and finish up the loose ends for the books.
Loose ends really bothered you a lot, huh?
Yeah, they weren't just loose ends of string. They were like loose ends of cable. They were just huge loose ends. Like, what do you mean, man?
That's fair. That's fair. If it helps, I think Lobster Johnson is the weakest of the tie-ins. Right behind. I think it goes weakness. I think it goes Lobster Johnson is the weakest one, and then below that is Witchfinder.
Well, I loved Witchfinder, so I thought Witchfinder was really good. So I mean, definitely it's part of my readathon, so I'll finish it up. But yeah, I was kind of disappointed. The whole concept of the first book was really cool, but there was just too many things left unsaid.
Okay, that's fair enough. Where are you in your Hellboy readathon? I completely forgot, by the way.
Yeah, I'm in the Lobster Johnson section. Once I get done with that, I believe. Let's see, Ape Sapien hasn't come up yet. Red.
You still haven't come back to the main Hellboy title yet, right?
I read Hellboy 5. Sorry,
the Wild Hunt? Was that the Wild Hunt?
Just a sec. Yes.
What did you think? I love the Wild Hunt.
I loved it. Yeah, I think these Hellboy books have been getting better and better.
Yeah. Have you started to see more of the connected tissue between stories and things like that? Even the smaller ones? Yeah. And
Go ahead.
To me, like knowing the connective tissue makes all those old one-shot stories retroactively a lot better.
Yeah, I may need to go back and reread those. Now, can you hear me echoing?
Just a smidge, not much.
Okay. Because if it's a problem for your listeners, viewers, I can sign out and sign books.
Nah, it's fine. They're saying we got an echo going. It'll be okay. We will live. We'll make it through this. How would you personally rank these Batman runs? Morrison, Snyder, King. I know King's run isn't finished, but it's quite far along. Okay, Snyder, King, Morrison. Although Morrison's Batman and Robin is so good.
Yeah, I think I love Snyder. I think I'll go with what you said.
Snyder, King, Morrison.
Yeah, because I really love the Rebirth Batman.
That was so good.
Yeah.
Did you read the hardcover that came out?
The Rebirth one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I read it last week.
What'd you think?
I loved it. I loved the whole concept.
The whole I Am Suicide arc and all that.
Yeah, and of course he got me. I can't give it away. Something happens with on Bane's Island, and he. I
haven't read that.
You have or haven't?
Haven't.
Okay. Well, then I won't say anything. Anyway, wrote something great.
I got through the first. I got all the way through the I Am Suicide arc. With the two superheroes.
Yeah.
I got through all that. Yeah, I got through all that, and then I put the book down because I was like, this feels like it'll read better and more. It'll read a lot better collected.
Yeah, it's a great story altogether.
Oh, yeah, question. I actually wanted to ask you this. What have you thought? Have you read Mr. Miracle yet?
I have not.
I know you're not a singles guy, but you have Mr. Miracle issue 1, right?
I don't.
I thought you did get it.
Gabe was going to send it to me, but he hasn't yet.
Lazy. Lazy. When do Night of the Monster Men and Dark Knight Metal take place, by the way, in relation to King's Battle? I have no clue.
I don't know about Dark Metal, but Night of the Monster Men happens right in the middle of it. Of the first half of Rebirth.
Who would you like to write Batman after Tom King? That's a good question. I would like Lemire.
Oh, I bet he'd be good.
I would like to see. I bet you would like throw in some horror. He'd probably do more of a Snyder horror take to it than anything else. I guess Lemire doing a horror story out of it.
I want to put in a plug for a book that I think is awesome. She's was an indie writer, and she got picked up by DC, got a big break to write Batgirl. And the new Rebirth Batgirl is by Hope Larson. I met her yesterday at Baltimore, and she's very nice. And I think Batgirl's great. So I would encourage everybody to read Batgirl Rebirth. She needs more work, so I want to make sure DC gives her more work.
What was her name again?
Hope Larson.
Hope Larson. I've heard that name before. What else has she done?
A bunch of indie stuff. I can't really remember it off the top of my head, but I remember that I used to follow her on Twitter. I used to be big into Twitter before I joined Facebook. And and now, of course, it's my whole life. But she had a bunch of interesting stuff that she wrote independently. So yeah, I would encourage people to read that.
Yeah, I'm not a big social media guy.
I haven't done Twitter in 2 years.
Yeah, you're not missing anything. Honestly, you're not missing anything. I've never been really huge on social media or anything like that. If it wasn't for this stuff, I probably wouldn't even have a Facebook.
Right. The only reason I go on Facebook is for the omnibus group.
Right. Same thing. Me, and to look at funny pictures of cats and food videos. That literally sums up my Facebook. My girl got on me about this the other day. She goes, every time I open up your laptop and you have Facebook open, it's always a food video.
Half my day is spent looking at corgi videos that my daughter sends me. I'm like, are you supposed to be working right now? You have a job.
How's her new job going, by the way?
Good. Yeah, she's doing well.
Good. I'm happy for her.
Thank you. She's got a really good situation there with the president of the company.
Ooh.
The CEO's kind of a flake. The president's actually a young woman that's 2 years younger than my daughter.
Wow.
But they have developed a bond and feed off each other professionally, and they're doing really well together. So I think the longer my daughter sticks with this woman, the better her chances are going to be for long-term success.
That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah, I'm
happy for her, man.
Yeah, thank you.
What do you think of the Marvel Knights Punisher run? Was it worth the out-of-print price? Hell no, it wasn't worth the out-of-print price.
Marvel Knights. Oh, that's the Garth Ennis book?
Yeah, the one that just came out. Not the Max run, but the Marvel Knights stuff.
Right. No book is worth that out of print price.
Except for Irredeemable.
Right.
You know, in that case, pay everything.
Yeah.
Remortgage your home if you have to.
That's right.
Do you think most of the Rebirth titles will come in deluxe editions? I think the popular ones will. You know, your Batmans, your Justice League, Supermans, and stuff like that. We've already started to see a lot of them come out. But I think some of the lesser known titles won't. It just doesn't make sense for them to put those out like that.
Mm-hmm.
Did you? Deathstroke got nominated for an Eisner. Did it win?
Who did?
Deathstroke. It actually got nominated for an Eisner.
Oh, it did. I haven't read that. I did buy it, but I haven't read it yet.
It's Eisner nominated. I don't know if it won or not, but it got nominated.
I bought a bunch of Rebirth after seeing there was a post about what's good in Rebirth, and there was a ton of stuff. Even, of course, your favorite book, Red Hood and the Outlaws, is supposed to be fantastic in Rebirth.
You know what? I've heard it's not bad. Like the Rebirth stuff is actually not bad, which it actually surprises me because it's the same writer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! God damn it! After all that shit that I talked about in that fucking book, I might actually have to give him praise.
That'd be the best.
Oh god. I would just honestly, I would do the review with my teeth clenched. It's really good.
Speaking of reviews,
I know. Actually,
you're a Welsher on a bat.
Actually, I have a paid review I have to do by the end of next week.
You do?
Yeah, somebody reached out to me and said, "Hey, I would like you to take a look at Dune or Duke by Jamie McKelvey. Let me know what you think about it." And I have the book. I haven't. I'm gonna sit down and read it tonight, and then I'm gonna write the script out later tomorrow for
You're
it,
getting
and I have
paid
to
to
get it
do a
out.
review, dude. You're living the dream.
It's just one guy. It's one guy that reached out. This is the second time he's reached out to me. He's like, "Hey, I'll pay you this a certain amount of money. Here you go. Just have the review out by the end of the month." He just wants more spotlight on certain smaller titles. I'm like, okay, cool, yeah.
That's great.
It's like, I don't care what you give it. It's an unbiased review. Just put out a review of it. He said, I think you'll like it.
No, that's awesome. I'm glad for you. That's great.
That Christopher Priest magic. He's the one who's writing Deathstroke, right? Christopher Priest.
Let's see.
Yes. Okay, so that makes sense because I like Christopher Priest as Black Panther.
Right, me too.
That was a fun run. His Black Panther was so good. You guys can just say you have Facebook to interact with me. That was Nick.
Nick's pretty much my reason for living. Just to get feedback from him.
The passive-aggressive feedback. Sometimes he posts stuff in the omnibus group, and I'm like, I'm not sure if he's doing it to get a rise out of some people, or if he's doing it just trying to be fun. I can never gauge his tone when he posts certain things on the group.
Well, because recently he's posted some serious stuff, which really threw me off.
Yeah, like Nick strikes me as the kind of guy that in the club that if two people were fighting, he would go, "Bet you won't hit him."
That sounds right.
That sounds right, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Has anybody read Curse Words by Soul? I have it.
I have it, but I haven't read it. I heard really good things about it.
Who has the best image books, Brubaker or Remender? Neither. Rucka with Lazarus.
Not going to argue with that.
Same boat? Rucka. I think Lazarus is the best ongoing image title right now.
I think it's one of the best comic book titles right now.
I agree with that. And I'm waiting on my third hardcover. Oh, God, I can't wait for the third one to come out.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that book is just everything a comic book should be.
Did you see, you finished the second deluxe edition, right?
Of Lazarus?
Yeah.
Yeah, a while ago. A month ago.
Did you see that reveal coming? The very last page? The girl?
Oh, brother. Oh, no.
You didn't see, oh man, I kept thinking in my head, I was like, is this kind of like where he's throwing you off, making it seem like it's one point in time, but it's not really? And I kept suspecting that, and then that last page I saw it, I was like, I knew it!
Oh, you're good at that stuff. No, I get thrown all the time in comic books. I'm an easy mark.
Oh, that last page is so good.
Yeah, well, after this, I'm gonna go look at it again because I forgot about it.
Henke asks, is Lazarus easy to get into, or do I need to read up on a few things? Dude, just pick up the first hardcover. Honestly, don't even pick up the trade. Get the deluxe edition, because there are so many special features. There's so much going on in the back of that hardcover that fills you in on the world. It's totally worth the investment.
Yeah, and those special features show exactly how much work they put into building that world, and makes you appreciate it and go back and read it again so you can see all the little things they've done to make that the most realistic world possible.
Caldwell Comics says, when Jeff's voice echoes, it sounds like the voice of God.
That's right. I'm here to tell Luis it's time to shave his head.
It is time to shave my head.
Getting a little furry.
Yeah, it is time to shave my head. It's been pretty bad. Yeah, it's getting to that point. I'll do it. I'll probably end up doing it tonight.
It doesn't look bad. That was just the only thing I could come up with.
So don't lie to me. Don't lie. Don't patronize me. Man, I'm looking at the video back and I'm like, wow, yeah, it is bad. I need to shave this thing. See, I've got still a little bit on the sides. It's the top. And I'm like, yeah, that's going.
Yeah, no, the sides look fine.
Yeah, it's the top. I'm kind of getting that like math school teacher look where like the bald is happening here. So that's why I just shave it all off.
Speaking of school, I don't know what made me think of this, but Stranger Things is getting closer and closer.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait. Honestly, my nipples just perked up. You saying that?
I can't decide if I want to binge it all at once or stretch it out so I can enjoy it even longer.
I don't know. I'm kind of in the same boat as you because me and my girl, we binged it in the span of 2 days. And I'm planning to watch season 1 again in preparation for season 2.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I definitely want to. Hey, baby, are we binging Stranger Things or are we going to watch all of it? She's pissed off. She's playing video games right now.
What the fuck?
I just heard you, by the way.
What's she playing?
She's playing Overwatch.
That's awesome. What a great video game reaction. I got to get into that. I know that a lot of you guys play that. I really need to get into that. I want to be a healer.
You want to be a healer?
Yeah, because I'm terrible at as long as I've been playing video games. I'm just not a good shot.
I'm terrible at. Honestly, I'm not too big into the whole multiplayer video game thing, simply because I don't have the time to get good at them, and I just get mad. I'm like, oh, Slapnut69, like he beat me in this game, and he's laughing at me over the mic, and I'm like, oh, well, screw you, dude. I just don't have time for that.
14-year-old snot-nosed punk from Czechoslovakia or something.
Yeah, exactly. Or so the Koreans. Koreans love video games.
Oh yeah, it's a profession there.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of them make good money playing.
Serious coin, yeah.
There was a news story a few years ago where some guy died playing World of Warcraft because he played it for like a week straight.
And didn't like eat or anything?
He basically didn't eat. He just pooped himself, just the whole nine.
Gross. I gotta speaking of speaking of Korea, have you seen Colossal, the movie?
What is that? I keep hearing about that.
You will love this movie. It is so great. It does have giant robots and giant monsters, but they're just a secondary thing. It's really an interesting study in the human condition and the way people act, and you see characters in it change over the course of the movie, some for better, some for worse. But I don't know how you feel about Anne Hathaway. I like her, and she does a great job in this movie, and so does Jason Sudeikis. And it's really about the monsters within us, and I think you'd love it. It is such a good movie.
Okay, I'll definitely check it out. What was it called? Colossal?
Colossal, yeah.
I will definitely check that out, man. That sounds awesome. Filthy Casuals. I played for months and about. Oh, here we go. This is the one I wanted to ask you. Best Brubaker and Phillips collaboration. Fade Out for me.
Yeah, I would say Fade Out.
But I did read the first volume of Killer Be Killed.
Oh yeah, my gosh, that's good.
God, that is so good.
That is really good.
Oh, yeah. Man, that seems like that is Brubaker and Phillips just firing on all cylinders, man. Oh my God.
Yeah, you're right about that. That is a good book.
That might be my my favorite so far.
Yeah, I love an awful lot of Brubaker and Phillips, but I think Fade Out was the whole package because it kept me guessing till the end with, great art and a really well-researched, well-written book that totally captured the time in our country, and I just thought that book was great.
Mm-hmm. Have you guys seen it yet? I'm probably late to this on the party. Have you seen it?
I haven't. I can't get anybody to go with me. My movie buddy said, no way am I seeing that. And I really don't like seeing movies by myself, but I have a feeling I might have to do that.
You owe it to yourself to see it.
Did you love it?
Yeah, I loved it. Me and Jay are going to be talking about it on this week's Blue Tuesday. That's the main subject this week.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll make sure I either see it before that episode or see the episode after I watched it. I just spent the day with Jay yesterday.
Great guy. Love Jay.
Yeah, yeah. We had a great time at the con.
But it's so damn good.
Oh, I can't wait because I am totally scared of clowns, so I know it's just gonna freak me the F out.
It's good, man. You would enjoy it. You would really dig it.
Yeah, I'm up for it.
Just rewatched Nightcrawler last night. What a creepy fucker Gyllenhaal is in that. Have you ever seen that?
Nightcrawler. Oh, no, I haven't seen that. Is that a good movie?
Nightcrawler is awesome.
Oh, okay. What's the premise?
Nightcrawler, for those of you that don't know, is that it follows around Jake Gyllenhaal, who he plays this character. He's a little bit off when you first watch it. He's a bit creepy. And he, at first, at the beginning of the movie, he's basically stealing copper. And he ends up putting the copper in his car. The cops shows up, and he kind of sweet talks his way out of it. And then he drives by this car accident. He steps out of the car, and he sees that there are these camera people, that they're rushing to the scene. And he asks the guy, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Oh, I'm basically what's called the Nightcrawler, which is I am paid by news corporations to go around, film car accidents, film tragic events, film people dying, and getting paid for it and turning those movies into the media so they can use them to, for 6 o'clock news, 7 o'clock news, and things like that." These are real people. This is what their profession is. And they go out at night. Every single night they have police scanners, and they even sometimes try to beat cops to the scene of the crime to get raw footage.
Oh, whoa. That sounds pretty intense.
Yeah, and you are slowly seeing this guy keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it further as to what he can get away with. And it's so good. It's really it's probably one of my favorite movies from a few years ago. You owe it to yourself. It's not long. It's only like an hour and a half, hour, 40 minutes.
Okay. Good. I'll watch that. If you watch Colossal, I'll watch Nightcrawler.
Yeah. Nightcrawler, for those of you out there, it's on Netflix. You guys definitely need to check that out. And if you ever want to see what Jake Gyllenhaal would probably be as the Joker, that's it. Because he is fucking creepy in that movie. He's a creepy fuck in that movie. And some of the manipulation he does in it is horrifying.
Oh, wow. You're making it sound great.
What book that is coming out are you hyped the most for?
I'm
mostly digital, so kind of out on this one.
I have my list upstairs of everything that's coming out that I'm excited about, that I'm going to order. What am I most excited about?
New volume of My Hero Academia for me.
I did buy Death Note. I bought the big paperback of Death Note. I need to read that.
The ridiculous binding on that thing.
Yeah.
How is that, by the way? How's the binding on it?
I haven't opened it yet, but I think it's probably, I don't know, it should be good. It's supposed to be revolutionary, unique binding, so I haven't opened it yet. It's intimidating. I mean, that's 12 books in one book, and so it's hard enough to get me to read manga, so it's going to take me a while to get there. I think one book that I've been looking forward to all year is Classic X-Men Omni. Because those are like sort of found treasure, really well-written type stories that, and I like that era of X-Men, so I actually am looking forward to that book. As far as Omnis go, I mean, there's a ton of oversized hardcovers like Low coming out that I can't wait to get.
I feel so bad for you guys on October 4th.
Oh my gosh.
I feel so bad for you guys. I'm so glad I got out when I did.
There's 8 or 9 books that I want, and other people probably want more. I think there's a Thor book coming out that I'm not going to get, but that's in there.
Oh yeah, hey, I forgot to mention, future Jess is catching up to current Jess.
Yeah, time's running out on me. Time is running out on me.
What's the date?
I'm not sure. I don't think Zatanna comes in until next year, like
Okay.
spring of next year. I think that Wonder Woman comes in at the end of the year.
Yeah, that's what I
And
thought there was something this year.
and I think Jane Foster Thor is coming up just after that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to get hit really hard. And I have a place where I'm going to put Zatanna that shouldn't be too controversial, meaning that my wife won't see it for very long.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I'm in trouble now because we're cleaning since the flood. We're cleaning up the unfinished part of the basement where all the storage is,
Hmm.
and so I can't hide stuff in there more because it's going to get cleaned out, and she's going to go, "What's this big heavy box?" So yeah, past Jess is a dick. I hate him.
You could have Jane Foster Thor hold up the Thanksgiving turkey. Just the hammer, she's holding it up like that. You got the turkey propped up on it. What exactly is the X-Men Classics Omni?
um, if I recall correctly, there was a period of time, I think in the 80s, when X-Men was reprints, and there were short stories in the back that sort of fed off of what the main reprint story was. It sort of extrapolated from that. And so there's a whole series of those backup issues that people have been wanting for years because they've only existed in floppy form. And so now they're collecting them into classic X-Men.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure it was the 80s that they're taken from. And there's enough of them that there's a omnibus of it. So it must have gone on for a number of years.
Oh, that's right. The Hellboy and Hell Library editions come out this year.
Right.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. I'm gonna need that. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need to get that.
Yeah. I
That's
think
really.
BPRD in Hell is coming out too.
Oh my goodness, I need it.
Yeah.
That the Hellboy universe is the one thing where I will pony up right now and double dip on that.
Yeah. I believe it. Yeah. Yeah. You're the biggest Hellboy fan I know.
Uh,
Was John Wilson the one that sent you that Hellboy poster? The signed
yes,
Hellboy poster?
yes, he is. John Wilson is awesome. That dude is
Yeah.
a scholar and a gentleman.
Yeah. I spent the day with him too yesterday. He is a really nice guy. I really enjoyed him.
Oh, he's a sweetheart. Yeah, he's super sweet.
Yeah. Very much so.
Comic books that should be turned into a movie or TV show. Crossed. I had to get it in there. I had to get one in there. I had to get one in there.
Crossed. What should be turned into a
Red Hood and the Outlaws.
I think some story. Well, no, a lot of Daniel Close stuff has already been turned into movies, but there's a lot of 8-Ball stuff that I'd love to see turned into movies. That's pretty obscure. Let's see, looking around here.
Jimmy Corrigan, but it would come with
Yeah, your favorite.
a pillow and a blanket. So
your favorite. How about Madman? That'd be fun.
Madman would be a blast.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Wow, I'm surprised it hasn't. I'm surprised CW hasn't picked it up since they're doing iZombie,
Yeah.
which is really fun. iZombie's really good.
Oh, is it? I haven't watched it.
Yeah, my girl binged all 3 seasons in the span of like 2 weeks, and I sat down and watched some of it with her. It was really good.
I just avoided it because I knew that didn't take all the elements straight from the book. But if it's good, I definitely want to watch it.
It's really fun. It has elements of like Dexter and typical CSI stuff and things like that, but it's actually a pretty good series.
What is she, a zombie forensic pathologist or something?
Basically, yeah. Have you read the book yet?
Yeah, I read it a long time ago.
Yeah, it's kind of the same premise. She's a zombie pathologist. She eats brains. She sees visions. She solves murders and things like that. But it's actually pretty fun. It's still pretty fun.
Okay. Like I don't have enough TV to watch. I still have to watch Fargo. I heard Fargo was great.
Yeah, I need to catch. I need to catch. I need to watch American Horror Story this season.
Yeah, I heard it was good.
I've only seen the first season, and that was really good. Any update on the Scalp TV show? I think all that stuff was scrapped because I think WGN went out of business, or whoever it was, the network that had it. I'm pretty sure all that was scrapped.
Hmm.
Last I heard.
I need to do a rereadathon of Scalped and Preacher because it's been so long since I read them. They'll be brand new for me.
Yeah, Scalped is great. I did a reread a few months ago, and I dug the hell out of it.
What are you using for your digital reading?
I have a Galaxy Tab E, and my girlfriend has the iPad. The Galaxy Tab E's battery, that thing is something that keeps going and going and going. Her iPad, that battery drains so quick, it's ridiculous.
Huh. Okay.
And while the screen isn't as good as her iPad, obviously, the battery life on the tablet that I use is fantastic, and I have no problems with it. Second season of Fargo is awesome. Have you seen Riverdale yet?
No, I need to do that.
You're an Archie fan, man. I'm surprised.
I know. And I hear that Veronica is amazing looking, so I really do need to see it. And I hear they're turning Sabrina the Teenage Witch into a TV show, only like really horror-y. Lots of horror, lots of scary stuff.
I think they're doing. Wasn't there like a horror Sabrina the Teenage Witch book out that would tied into Afterlife with Archie?
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah, you were the one that told me it was awful. I remember that.
Dumping root beer on it worthy. It was so bad. And the art was awful. The art was just a mess. It was like just somebody smeared their drawings and just slapped it on the page. It was not good. I did not dig that book. I liked the idea, but I just did not like it.
What happened with Afterlife with Archie? That first volume was so damn good.
Yeah. I think it's a great concept for them to do that.
They haven't put out. They've got a few issues out after that, but I don't think they have enough for a second volume yet.
I don't think so either.
The word horror is such a pain to pronounce. Yeah,
horror. It's really horror-ish.
Horror. Word horror is such a pain. Everybody's saying Fargo is amazing.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I really need to see it. I think that's something that my wife would dig. I need to find a show to watch with my wife. So that would be a good one. I may suggest that tonight.
You know, somebody the other day told me that, I know you're not into video games too much, but they told me that the new Sonic the Hedgehog game is actually not bad.
I love video games. I'm stuck on The Last of Us. I'm in a part, I have it set to, grandma, so it's as easy as possible. And I'm still stuck in a part where I'm just getting my ass kicked because there's so much damn stealth in it that I hate. And I'm just not good at sneaking up on people. I get impatient, and so I keep getting killed. I'm enjoying it, but I'm looking forward to the new Wolfenstein that's coming out, and I think it's in October.
That looks so good. Oh my god. I got a murder boner just thinking about it.
I love Wolfenstein.
It looks so good, man. I can't wait.
I know Ryan is also excited for it.
I love Ryan. I played Destiny with Ryan the other night, and that was the first time I heard his voice, and I was cracking up the entire time that I was playing with him.
Is Destiny only an online game?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We were playing Destiny 2 the other night, and I was dying. He's such a cool dude.
Oh, I love him. Yeah,
I've never sat down, we chat through almost on a daily basis through Facebook, but to actually sit down and hear his voice and talk to him for a few hours, that was the highlight of my night. So hilarious.
Yeah, he's great. He really is great.
He gets a lot of migraines and stuff, so we really can't. Man, I miss having time to talk to him a lot.
Yeah.
The Welsh accent is funny. Somebody said that. The new Spider-Man game looks awesome. Yes.
Oh yeah, it does. I watched that on YouTube. It looks really great.
Somebody said hashtag murder boner.
You may have started something.
I hope I did. I hope I did. Start to get that trending.
Yeah, let's see a trend on Twitter, murder boner.
What should Peter Tomasi's next series be? What is he doing right now? Is he doing Superman right now? He is, right?
Let's see.
He's doing either Action Comics or Superman, isn't he?
Huh. I'm looking at all my Rebirth stuff and I'm not seeing it. Where is all my Superman stuff? I'm not seeing it. Is he doing Action or Superman?
I'm not sure. I think he's doing one of the two.
I'm looking forward to Super Sons when it comes out.
Oh, that's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, it looks like a blast. What was the question? What should his next run be?
Yeah, what's his next book? What do you think his next book should be? That guy knows how to write that father and son dynamic so well.
Yeah, he really does.
Have him do an X-23 book with Wolverine. Have him do that, like a father and daughter book.
Is Wolverine back yet? Or is it still X-23?
I don't fucking know.
I know.
Okay.
Is Professor Xavier still dead?
I don't fucking know, to be honest. Look, okay, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. All those characters, all those great writers that you love at Marvel, they're dead. They're fucking dead. Okay, Marvel is dead. No, they're not dead, but that's a bit much. But Marvel, for me, is
yeah, they're having a talent drain.
They're having a tough time. Tomasi on Spider-Man. I kind of want to see that.
That might be good.
Yeah, I could see that. Butterfinger or Clark Barr?
Is that Rob?
That's Rob.
He hasn't had those before. I guess they don't exist in England.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Rob.
Oh, I know. Butterfingers and Clark bars are so good.
Oh, I'm going to say Butterfinger. I love me a Butterfinger.
Yeah, Butterfingers are great. I grew up eating Clark bars, so I'm kind of partial to those, but they're harder to find now. So I'll stick with Clark bar if I can find one.
Jess, you know what's coming back, don't you?
Candy-wise?
No, soda-wise.
Oh, Jolt.
Yes, it's coming back.
You sent me that the other day.
Yes, it's coming back. It's happening.
I totally want some Jolt and Pop Rocks and just push them around in my mouth.
You know what we got to do live one day? We both have to get a can of Jolt Cola, take Pop Rocks, fill it in, and then just chug the can. We got to do it. We got to do it.
It's worse than a dew bomb.
We got to do it.
God, I'd throw up, I'm sure.
Rob, what is Jolt? Jolt Cola is like if you mix Mountain Dew and Coke, the amount of sugar that's inside of it, with real cocaine, and then you get Jolt Cola.
It's super, super caffeinated Coke.
Yeah, it's bad, dude. It was I think it was banned for a while.
You might not be wrong. I think you might be right. I think that that's why it ended up going away.
Yeah.
But now with all these energy drinks and stuff, it's nothing to have it back.
Yeah. And I've told you guys this. As a kid, what I would do is I would take Jolt Cola, I would put Pop Rocks inside of it, and I would drink it. And I would be a bouncing around the walls little fuck. And then I would pass out by 9 o'clock with a sugar rush.
Your parents probably encouraged it because it put you to bed early.
It probably did. And also almost gave me diabetes.
Yeah, I bet.
You can literally feel it melt your teeth off.
Well, I don't know if you had a chance to look at it. Probably not, but I did a Oreo cookie taste test review with all the different, with all the different, there's like 40 different, I'm not exaggerating. There's like 40 different flavored Oreos out there.
What? Yeah,
it's crazy. They're special editions, and Tyler Blunt started me off on it when he said that he tried the PB&J Oreo, and he said it was awful. I said, what? There's a PB&J Oreo? So I went on eBay, and I'm not kidding. There were 40 different versions for sale, and so I picked 9 of the ones that sounded Some sounded good. Some I knew were going to be terrible. Like there's a Peeps flavored Oreo. I knew that was going to be awful.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know. So I did
Ugh.
I did a vid of me taste testing all these various ones, and it was funny. My tongue actually went numb after I did that taste test. I could not. I lost the feeling in my tongue.
Ugh. That sounds terrible.
Yeah, it was. I was. I took one for the team on that video.
Hey, baby, you know there's a Peeps flavored Oreo? She just said, "Ew."
Yeah, there was blueberry pie, apple pie, s'mores, chocolate chip cookie dough.
Hold on, let me list these off first, see which one sounds appealing. Baby, okay, so Oreo's coming out with limited edition ones. Jess has tried a bunch of them. So there's, what was it? Blueberry pie,
Apple pie,
apple pie,
key lime pie,
key lime pie,
red velvet cake.
red velvet cake. That sounds good.
It was awful.
It was awful?
I had to spit it out. Yeah,
No.
I had to spit it out. There was the Peeps one. There was a lemon one that was actually really good. I could eat some more of those and be happy.
There's a lemon one that Jess says was really good.
Yeah, that was a great lemon cookie.
Chicken and waffles?
There was a waffle flavored one. I tried that.
How is it?
It was awful waffle.
Oh.
It was awful. Yeah, and the funny thing is they all smelled the same. They all smelled like breakfast cereal. But they all smelled exactly the same, no matter what the flavor was. And the apple pie and blueberry pie, and I think the s'mores all had a graham cracker crust. So I was hopeful that they would taste good, but no, the only winner was the lemon cookie, and it was really good.
Rob says, I've just ordered a Butterfinger bar off Amazon.
Nice.
Good luck, man. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think.
Oh, yeah. I hope it's not too sweet, because I know the Americans have more of a sweet tooth than the Brits.
Yeah, that might be too much for them.
Yeah, because it can be sweet.
I'm surprised there isn't a sriracha flavored Oreo. I'm surprised at that too.
Huh. Well, give them time, because I think it's run by third graders based on the flavors they have. The research and development department is run by 8-year-olds. Because there's like birthday cake and just Twizzler. There's all kinds of different flavors, and I just don't know why you need that. Because they're not any good. The original double stuffed Oreo is like the perfect cookie.
My girl says the lemon Oreo ones are good.
Yeah, I'd buy those in the store if I could find them.
Yeah, she can't have the double stuff though. Double stuff is way too much for her.
Too sweet?
It's too sweet.
Do you ever watch Modern Family?
I watched like the first season.
I think the first season is where the episode is that Luke builds an Oreo that's this big. It's nothing but frosting and 2 Oreo cookies.
No, I haven't seen it.
That was so funny.
Have you ever had a deep fried Oreo?
I have.
Deep fried Twinkie?
I haven't had a deep fried Twinkie, but I've had a deep fried Snickers bar.
How's that?
Repulsive.
Oh,
it's super sweet.
What'd you think of the deep fried Oreo? I love deep fried Oreos.
I like the deep fried Oreo.
But I could feel my arteries clogging up as I was eating it. Ugh.
Yeah, there's a fish and chips place here in Old Town Alexandria. The guy's from Ireland, and he has deep fried Oreos, deep fried Snickers, deep fried Milky Ways, and then a deep fried Mars bar.
Hey, question. How far are you from your because I'm terrible at geography. How far are you from Salem, Massachusetts?
Oh, hours.
Hours?
Hours and hours.
Because we're planning to go to Salem in a few weeks.
Oh, what's going on there?
Oh, it's going to be Halloween, and my girl and I and a bunch of friends, we want to go down there for, like, because they decorate the whole town.
Oh, because of the witch trials and stuff?
Yeah, we want to go out there to check that stuff out.
Are you guys, do you like going to haunted houses and stuff?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so we're planning a trip. Everybody's like we're going to just hike it up there. It's a 19-hour drive.
Oh, you're driving from Florida?
Yeah, we're driving from Florida.
Yeah, I would say Massachusetts. Let me think here, because we used to always go through Massachusetts on the way to my wife's parents' house. It's probably a solid at least 6 hours from
Really?
me. Yeah.
Deep fried pizza. Jesus.
Ew. Ugh.
Oh my God. Do you have a death wish? You are living up to your name, Crazy Jane.
Crazy Jane.
Oh my God. Did you see that mayonnaise and peas pizza that I posted?
Oh my God, Luis, that was one of the grossest things I've ever seen. That was truly repugnant. It made me want to vomit. Who wants mayonnaise and peas on their pizza?
That's for all you pineapple haters out there.
That was a horrifying post. That may be one of the grossest posts we've ever had since John Hahn posting the live octopus eating. I mean, mayonnaise and peas pizza. Ugh.
A mayonnaise and peas pizza, baby. Mayonnaise and peas pizza. That sounds terrible.
It's just like a pizza with just mayonnaise.
It's a pizza with just mayonnaise,
cheese on it.
Cheese, and peas on it.
Mayonnaise.
It doesn't sound terrible.
Pineapple pizza sucks. You shut your whore mouth. It does not suck. It does not suck. Pineapple pizza is great.
There's a place in the world for pineapple pizza. There should not be a place in the world for mayonnaise and peas pizza. That's another no third grader would put peas on a pizza.
I like some of the comments that I got too. It was like, as an Italian, that is fucking disgraceful. Some of the comments that I was getting.
That got a lot of comments. How many comments did you get on that? Like 70?
I don't know. I lost track after a while. Of course, there was one that was like trying to be a buzzkill. He was like, "This is not on topic." I'm like, okay.
Oh, I think we kicked that guy out.
Did you really?
Yeah. If it was the guy that always complained about stuff being off topic.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, we kicked him out.
Oh my God! Wow. All right. Yeah, he got mad because he's like, "This is not on topic. It should be all about comic books." I'm like, dude, just lighten up.
Food is always on topic.
Pizza is always on topic.
Yeah. Yeah,
I can't believe you guys kicked him out. Okay.
Well, he got into an argument about, he just pushed and pushed and pushed on this off-topic stuff, and it got actually kind of ugly on a post, and he just went off, and we had been sort of tossing it back and forth how sick of him we were, and that was just the straw that broke the camel's back. Lewis was just way too happy to get rid of him. He was like, "Dibs on this guy. I get to kick him out."
I love Lewis. He's such a sweet guy.
Yeah, he is great.
He's known as the terror for UK guys, though, because when he posts things for sale, he goes on a binge for like 5 days selling stuff, and people freak out because he sells things for pretty cheap.
Yeah, I think he may be culling some more stuff. He's running out of room, and I think he wants to downgrade to paperbacks and some stuff. Yeah. So he may be selling some more stuff.
Lewis McGregor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when he posts stuff on when Lewis sells things, he goes for like 5 days straight, just massive sales on all the stuff he's got.
Yeah.
And people in the UK, they're like, "You are great, but you are killing our wallets."
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good guy. I really like him.
Who do you want to see more on Daredevil? Sean Murphy or David Aja? David Aja, actually.
Oh, Sean Murphy would be a great idea. Aja would be great too.
Yeah.
Speaking of Aja, when is the Burger Comics coming out? Is that next year? Remember Burger Comics? Yeah. He was doing some comic.
Yeah, we talked about that on the Just in Hardcover News Show, which you can get for $1 on patreon.com/Comic Guide 101. We talked about that. I think that's next year, if I'm not mistaken.
Is this a Patreon thing right here?
No, this is everybody.
This is just for fun?
Yeah, this is just for fun. This is everybody.
Did you post it in the group?
We're live right now, man.
Did you post it in the group? How do people know about it?
Oh, I just went live on my personal channel.
But you didn't tell anybody about it?
No, I just went live. I was like, all right, well, I need to address the name change and a few things that are going on and things like that.
How'd people find out about it?
Oh,
'Cause
they if they're subscribed to me, they get notifications telling them I'm live.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like there was somebody that like sent me a message saying, "Are you and Jess and Riley like having a falling out? Are you guys good? Is everything okay? Because you haven't been around." Like, no, we're fine.
We had a
We're fine.
big cat fight. Our claws were out.
Like, we're fine. We're not fighting or anything like that. Don't worry. Jeez.
Well, people jump to conclusions. I get it.
Yeah.
We had Omar on a couple nights ago on Omnibros.
Omar is great. I started watching it the other day. He's such a great guy.
He is a good guy.
Yeah.
He fit right in. He and Gabe were trading shots back and forth. I was the moderator trying to keep it on topic. I think we ended up talking about our topic 10 minutes.
Sounds like Jess says Burger Comics. That is what you said.
Yeah, Karen Berger.
Karen Berger has a line of comics that are coming out right now in Image, right? No, Dark Horse.
Dark Horse, yeah.
Rob McLeod, I'm in a massive debt because of Lewis.
Lewis McGregor?
Yeah. Are we doing? Let's do news tomorrow. Are you free tomorrow, Jess?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be good.
We'll do news tomorrow. I'll post up the thing on Patreon after this is over, asking for questions for tomorrow's news show.
Oh, okay.
Another Welsh bastard notification came up. Is there anything you want to talk about for tomorrow?
For news?
Yeah, you mentioned something about Superman, right?
Yeah, remember that article I sent you about people are all wound up about Superman? The latest issue.
So
Superman?
dumb.
I know.
Oh,
That's
my
what I really
God.
want to talk about, the stupidity of people.
Did you guys talk about the Punisher trailer? No, we're going to talk about that tomorrow.
Oh, I need to watch it. Is this out?
Yeah.
It's out?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen it. Okay.
Oh,
After this, I'll watch it.
Did you like old Charles Bronson movies?
Yes, I did.
It took me right back to when I was like 7 years old watching Charles Bronson movies with my grandfather.
Awesome.
It looks so good.
I need to do some serious binging on all those Netflix shows. I got to get caught up on those. I have no excuse. I mean, my whole life I've been waiting for some type of quality superhero TV show that's really good, and they've got like 6 of them, and I still have barely watched them.
Bat Tootsie.
I just suck at binging. I'm too old to binge really well. My daughter's awesome at it.
I just don't have the time. I really don't.
Yeah.
Between doing the YouTube stuff, between my job, between just basically trying to keep a social life, I don't have the time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
I was just going to say, it sounds like you're going to have a blast going to Salem.
Yeah, we're going to have a good time. I'm not crazy about the drive, though. That's the only thing.
That is a problem.
Yeah, we're going to camp out.
Oh, you're going to break it up into pieces?
No, we're doing one giant trip, 19 hours. There's 5 of us going, so we're just going to split it up. And we have a campsite picked out, and we're going to camp.
Oh, in Salem?
Yeah.
Ooh, even spookier. It could be like Blair Witch.
Yeah. Unlikely Nerd asks, has anybody heard from Geo? No. I haven't heard anything from Geo. I've tried to reach out to him. Last thing I heard was the night before the storm. I asked him how's everything's going, and he replied back, and all he said was that we're ready and we're preparing for the worst over here.
Well, the worst happened.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier, but the entire island is without power. They're saying it could be 6 months before they get power back.
That is incredible.
Yeah, it's a mess, dude. It's a nightmare over there. They're saying it's 6 months before they can get power back because the infrastructure that they had already was really shoddy. It was really weak, and it was barely held together anyway. But once that storm hit, everything was gone. Like everything involving the electricity, the storm, just gone. They have to start from scratch with the entire thing.
Yeah. One good thing I heard that was that he was the next town over from the town that was threatened by the dam breaking.
Yeah.
So
Did you hear about that?
Yeah, so I heard that he was the town over, so that he wasn't in danger.
Yeah. But
That's a little too close for me.
they had to evacuate that entire town because there was a dam. It actually ended up breaking. Like the dam.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, it did end up breaking. So, but I've seen pictures, and I spent my summers in Puerto Rico, so I've seen
Yeah.
pictures of like streets and stuff like that. And I remember walking down that street with my grandpa.
Yeah.
I remember going to those places and just seeing them destroyed. Ugh, just terrible. Rips my heart out to see.
Yeah. Well, it's time for the U.S. to really step up. Since they're a Commonwealth, we really need to
Yeah.
step up and or whatever they are.
Yeah, it's.
Commonwealth, Principality, something. We need to help them.
I think
Big way.
right, and the president already signed like something to send aid and stuff like that. I think the big from this tragedy, if you want to look at the silver lining, it's that this will allow them to rebuild their roads, to rebuild their power structure, to rebuild a lot of stuff that has needed to be rebuilt for years.
Yeah.
So if there's any good that's come out of this, it's that it gives them an opportunity to start over.
Yeah. Every chat I'm in, people ask about Gio.
I mean, I know he's going to be fine, but still, I am a bit concerned about him. I got a hold of my aunt. My mom got a hold of my aunt probably like 2 or 3 days ago because my aunt has a landline. She is fortunate enough that she has a landline and those cables are somewhere else, so she can still get phone calls in and out.
Oh, okay.
But she's like the only one of our family that can get phone calls in and out. And she said she's lived in Puerto Rico her entire life. She never wants to go through another storm like that again.
Yeah.
My
I can
mom,
imagine.
my mom is in fact going over to Puerto Rico in like 2 weeks to try and convince my grandfather, who has never left the island and swore he will die on that island, says he will never leave it. Try and convince him to leave everything behind and to move over to the U.S.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a big influx of people from Puerto Rico coming into the States now. When you get wiped out like that, why stay?
Yeah, that's what's going to end up happening. You're going to see a lot of immigrants moving over from Puerto Rico over here, just simply because they have to. They don't have a choice. You know, what are you going to do? You're going to have your kid out of school for 8 months? You know?
Well, I heard that they're going to try and build a wall around Florida to keep Puerto Ricans from coming in.
I'd believe that. With the way this, oh God, the way.
Didn't mean to take it off on this tangent.
No, it's fine. With the way Commander and Tweet is acting lately, I would actually believe that stuff. Rocket Man, get the fuck out of here, you dumb.
I know, God. Talk about unpresidential.
Jesus. Gio is actually Aquaman. He will be fine.
Yeah, well, he does love Aquaman.
Yeah. But Gio's going to be fine. If anything, this will convince, because I've been telling Gio, come to the U.S. Come over here, man. Come to Florida.
That would be great to have him here.
I love Gio.
Yeah, who doesn't? The most likable guy around.
Yeah, so I'm ready to go ahead and end this. I got some other things to take care of. Are you good, Jess?
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. I appreciate it. This was fun.
It's always a blast, man. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, this is going to be the new direction for the channel. It's going to be voiceover stuff. And if you don't like that, that's fine. Yeah, you can unsubscribe. That's fine. I don't blame you. I don't care.
Well, you already got 1,000 people, so people must like it.
I know. It's so for those of you out there, you don't like it, I get it. It's fine. This is going to be the new direction of where I'm taking things. Like I mentioned earlier, this just makes sense. I changed the name. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy what I'm doing right now. Jess, where can they find you?
They can find me on YouTube at OmniDogs Vault. I'm going to be making some vids right after this, as soon as I get cleaned up and showered and look respectable.
What do you got planned, man?
I'm going to do a whole huge Harley Quinn review of all the Harley Quinn stuff I own since today's Harley Quinn Day. Then I'm going to review, for Nick, I'm going to review Black Hammer and a book called Rocket Girl. And then I need to I need to find another book. This is Muse, a humanoids book that's really beautiful. I need to find another independent book and do a vid on that. So I'm going to try and crank out 3 of these. Because Rob, as a matter of fact, texted me the other day and said, "Where are all your videos? It's time to step up and make some videos." And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I haven't made any recently.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I haven't gotten new notifications for any Omni Dog's Vault.
Yeah, well, I've been putting the Batcave back together, and so I haven't had the time really. But now pretty much things are back together about 90%, and so I have time to make vids, and I can get back on a regular schedule.
Did you install the pole? Be honest.
The stripper pole? Oh,
no,
the bat pole.
No,
the bat pole.
Dirty mind. Come on.
Well, I forgot we talked about the bat pole. Yeah, that would be great.
Have it go right from the kitchen all the way down to the basement.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And somehow change my clothes right in the middle of it. That was my favorite part of that show. I was always like, whoa, how'd they do that?
Wait, how long has Jess had a stripper pole? That's
No, I don't have a stripper pole. Louise and I talked about putting in a bat pole in my house.
I think it's a worthwhile investment.
Yeah. If I could design a dream house, I would put in a bat pole. A bat hole
is something completely different. Let's see. So yeah, you gave your plug already, correct?
I did, yeah.
Okie doke.
Thank you.
No problem. Guys, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter. Those links are down below in the description. And of course, there is the Patreon, patreon.com/Comic Guide 101. Follow me there, where there will be a new Jess and Hardcover news show tomorrow.
Woohoo! I get top billing.
You do. Well, Jess and Lewis news show. Changing it now. I'm dropping the hardcover thing.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Are you going to call yourself 101?
Yeah. No. I'm just going to go
Jess
with
and 101? Oh, all right.
The Jess and Lewis news show will be tomorrow on Patreon. You get that for $1. Me and Jay Lewis, we will be talking about it on Tuesday. And that's going to be on Patreon as well for $1. What else do I have going on? I'm trying to think. There's going to be a review out within the next few days for, I believe the series is called Dune. That's going to be out.
How's it spelled? Dune? D-U-N-E?
Dune. I believe it's Dune. I have to look at the name. I have the book. I'm really tired. I'm running like 3 hours of sleep. There's going to be a review out for that by Jamie McKelvey. What else do I got coming out this week?
I bet that's a good book. Jamie McKelvey can write.
Yeah. What else I've got all these other things that I'm going to work on this week. But yeah, check it out. Check out the Patreon. That's how I'm able to fund this channel. That's how I'm able to do this stuff. And I will speak with you soon. Bye.
Peace and love.